教えて、リンドーちゃん。はい、リンドです。
I can't be the only one to think this, but kuderes in real life, they're pretty rare, aren't they? Well, close to rare, or rather, there's such a character trope wouldn't exist at all. Do they? Would they? If so, then that'll be pretty sick. In fact, I'm really, I'm really surprised or excited rather to actually see one in real life. But kuderes. It is a character trope in which a main heroine or a main protagonist, a male protagonist for that matter, the hero, in which their personality is that of someone who is cool, calm, collected, but really, in general, sort of emotionless or deadpan ish, But deep inside, they are very caring towards their love interest. And the gap movie potentials of this type of character trope is just phenomenal. It is beautiful to see how such a person who seems, as I've said before, emotionless or sort of locking up their feelings or whatnot, or really suppressing their emotions for that matter, and to see them really, shine or have sparkles in their eyes, their hearts beating fast because of someone close to them being close to him or her, then yeah, it is. I've said this in a previous video, in many videos rather, I forgot which one. But the Kudere character trope is really an amazing character trope in which once you have the right key, then it is essentially like a treasure. It is a treasure to see the reactions and their overall change, I suppose, towards a romantic interest or when encountering one for that matter. Along with the art of the kudere, I also find that with it also comes an array of different kudere personas or kudere personality types, I suppose. For instance, you have a kudere in which whenever there is a ecchi or let's say ecchi for instance, an ecchi situation happening, and what would the kudere's reaction be? Still that of being emotionless, and that that response towards something as, I don't know, ecchi, for instance, to an ecchi scenario, that's comedy, right? It's funny. It can make you giggle. I don't know if some people will find it funny or not, but for me, I've seen this a lot of times in a lot of rom-coms or harem tropes or harem situations for that matter. Harem situations or the lucky skebe moments. There we go. Another type would be a sort of, mixture between a kudere and a yandere, in which mostly kudere in terms of having an emotionless face, emotionless expression, and having the obsessive personality to that of a yandere. How this sort of character tries to, push through with whatever he or she wants in order to fulfill his or her desires towards I don't know, to gain the attention of the main protagonist, for instance. eh, okay, it has its funny moments here and there. Then you have your just your regular or your normal standard kudere, in which you can either, for instance, follow the fit into the intelligence role, being the smartest person in the class, that kind of character trope. Always the one who is really analytical for a lot of things and all that. Kudere is really, they vary a lot. This type of character trope can be inserted in a lot of different personalities, I suppose. But really, their main selling point is their emotionless persona, and how that sort of gimmick, I suppose, that sort of characteristic of a person, it reaches out to a lot of people. As I've said before, once you get to see the open expressions of a kudere, that is precious and is treasure. And I really understand why people, love that. But it just really pops out to my mind, right? How in a realistic situation it is so rare or difficult, I suppose, to find a kudere character trope, let alone try to mimic one, I suppose. You've seen those moments a lot. I've probably maybe when in the news, right? Was I correct? Because I was reading a article that I happened to stumble upon in Facebook regarding how this person or this individual um, behaved all emotionless and deadpan, like those characters you would find in, for instance, the main protagonist of Origairo Hachiman. You have also Ayano Koji from Classroom of the Elite. That the main protagonist from, let's say, what's the name of the anime again? Hyoka. Yeah, the main protagonist from Hyoka, and of course Sakota from Banigyo Senpai. All of which these main characters have a dull-looking or really lifeless expression to them. Or not that I'm calling them kuderes for that matter, right? They're completely different characters, completely different gimmicks, right? I'm just saying this for instance, right? For instance, you wanted to mimic the emotionless, cool-looking or mysterious, gloomy nature of this protagonist, and I don't know. It's at one point, yes, it's cringe. At another point, I just laugh at the insane, or not laugh, but I don't know. Maybe I respect, I respect the dedication to actually keep up with this sort of persona. Maybe trying to get or to follow along, or try to hopefully gain a sort of plot point in which this type of individual would, escalate or snowball effect into a, I don't know, a really romantic situation, But yeah, that article was that situation rather, that news to me was, wow, my God. Going back to my main point, see, kuderes, as I said before, yes, they are difficult to imitate, difficult to mimic. I don't know, maybe essentially all character tropes. Well, sundares, yes, for one, you could act as a tsundere in its own way. Yanderes, um, uh, no, I guess not. But for a kudere, for them to really, to really show up in real life, or for me to actually witness a kudere in real life, that would be a really interesting experience, so to say. I mean, a lot of times in anime, we really love to, or as an audience, or as a reader or watcher of mangas and animes, as you love to put yourselves in the shoes of the main protagonists. And I know it's for the purpose of the plot, right? Or it's just a simple way of, having this sort of character in a particular series. Well, regardless of what motives they are, if this is a character, or if this character has this sort of personality, then so be it. It really depends how the author tries to use that character trope into helping move the plot, or to really elevate or spice up the story. Very interesting stuff, I have to say. And with kuderes, I really love the way that they're being portrayed in anime and manga, for that matter. A lot of, I'm also really, really looking forward to much more animes or manga series with a kudere main protagonist, or a kudere heroine, for that matter, or at least, I don't know. But yeah, kuderes, emotionless. In real life, it's hard to find, but it would be an experience to really, to see them in action, to see them glow. Because that treasure, it is something that not only I would want to see in anime, but in real life as well. Opening up to people, it's rewarding.